Is that it?
Live.
Welcome to Messy Bun Sisters Podcast.
I'm Alec.
I'm Lauren. And this is episode 26. I just told you.
In my head, I had 27, and then you said 26, so here we are.
I literally just said 26.
I'm red. I'm hot. Here we go.
Okay, Alec is real excited.
I'm like a level 8. I can go to 9 or 10 of
Oh
energy
my
if we
God.
really need to.
All right, so Alyssa is sick again. She's probably going to be... Actually, she probably is asleep right now.
Hi, Titsy.
Hi, Titsy.
Inside family joke. Don't worry about it.
No, I'll tell you. So when our grandma, whose first language was Spanish, our great grandma actually, she couldn't say Alyssa's nickname. Alyssa's nickname is Tissy, and Nana couldn't say it, so she called her Titsy.
And it just stuck.
It just stuck. It didn't stuck. She would hate that.
It didn't stuck.
It didn't
It
stuck.
didn't stuck. What do
Anyway.
you say? It didn't stuck.
So Alyssa has coronavirus again.
Well, no. No,
Yes, she does. Alec, if you will...
I'm Alec.
Well, okay, so you probably didn't have a chance to listen to our podcast last week because it came out tonight.
Oh, no.
But anyway, we had a call with Dr. Lauren Gray about coronavirus.
Okay.
And coronavirus has been around. It's just like a strain. Or
Right,
whatever.
right.
So she could...
Yeah.
No,
I don't want to... I'm not speaking that into existence.
No.
I want my sister to be healthy.
I mean... Okay, so it affects the elderly and the weakened immune system.
And
so
the
it's
weak
fine.
of mind.
And the weak of mind. So if you have a weak mind, sorry.
Learn a book, man.
Yeah, learn a book, guys. So Alec has stepped in. Actually, it was literally an hour ago. I was like, "Hey, Alec, can you come record the podcast?"
I was like, yeah, I just got out of the gym with my wife. Okay, got a shower.
And I was like, "Hey, we're going to talk about conspiracy theories." And he was like, "What time?"
And now Lauren's on our live studio audience here.
Yeah.
Give it
his
up for
wife.
Lauren. Woo! Come on down. You're the first contestant.
No. All right. So since Alyssa is sick, Alec's going to do our review of the week. Yeah. By Instagram.
Do y'all do that? Do y'all don't swipe across the screen? Yeah. Oh, I locked my phone.
Yeah, you need to do a review of the week.
I have to. Okay. Our review of the week comes from Marissa Altamari.
Sure.
Yeah.
So read what the post was about.
The post was, "Girl, I'm only washing my hands." Oh, wait. No, I'm reading the post, not her response.
Read the post and because her response.
The picture is a mug, and it says, "Hold on, let me overthink this." And the caption is, "This is me sometimes. I hear the news, and I'm like, buy all the things. But thank God I have a husband who brings me back to reality. How are y'all preparing for the coronavirus? Are you even preparing? What are y'all's thoughts?" And Marissa says, "Girl,
There you go.
I'm only washing my hands more often / longer. Otherwise, life is staying normal for me. My husband is taking advantage of the stock market crashing to buy some stocks, though." That's a smart man right there.
So one of our friends, her husband invested in like medical devices or something
Devices.
a couple of weeks ago and sold all the stocks, I guess. I don't know how the stock market works, but anyway, it like crashed really bad today.
Yeah, dad actually texted me about it. He was like, "Go buy a house." And I'm like, "Okay, I'll just take what I have and go buy a house."
Probably a good idea. Trent, can you look into that?
Jimmy, pull it up. There. Right.
Wouldn't that be cool? I mean, obviously they're gonna. So they stopped it from plunging. Otherwise, it would have been. They like halted the stock market, which they haven't done since like 2008.
Wow.
Yeah.
Where were you in 2008?
I was in college.
Oh, it was your freshman year, right?
Yeah, no.
No, you're
Junior. I did because I was supposed to graduate in 2009. But I graduated in 2010. So I took a victory lap.
Oh, yeah, because, we graduated 2009 from high school.
Yeah.
And then you graduated from college.
I was supposed to graduate in 2009 from college,
right.
but I graduated in 2010. Anyway, so thank you, Marissa, for commenting on our Instagram. If you guys want to be a part of our review of the week, you can comment on our Instagram. You can go to our podcast, our podcast page on on Apple Podcast and leave a review. I would love for you guys to leave a review.
Did I leave a review? I think I left a review
You
recently.
left, I think, our last review. Yeah,
and on Chew Doing.
Yeah, leave a review. Chew Doing no longer exists.
What?
Fight me, Trent. Do you know,
What? Fight me.
do you the guys no longer exist, or what's happening with
Ding,
that?
ding, ding.
Do you have a mic?
Oh, did you see? Go ahead, Trent. Sorry.
We just haven't started up yet.
Yeah.
Cool.
Back
It's been
up
4
yet,
months. Cool.
you know.
Okay.
Did you see my nickname I gave Trent for the Messy Bun Sisters podcast?
Producer Trent.
No.
Oh.
Trent the Chongo.
Why?
Because he holds it all together. Like a ponytail holder. Or it's called Chongo, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm white on the inside.
Okay, Alex.
It makes... He holds it together. He holds it
He
down.
really does. Thanks,
Look,
babe.
this is holding your bun together.
Thank you, Trent.
Thanks, Trent.
Okay, so
You're
now
welcome.
we're gonna go into our ooh wee. That's news to me. That's news to me. Ooh wee. Okay, like that's news to me. That's news to me. And I realized I didn't send it to Trent. So
Can
he
I get some more
pull it.
talent in my ears, Trent?
Wow, are you saying that about me?
No, I'm saying about myself.
Oh my god.
I was doing my vocal warm-ups on the way over here just to make sure I was good.
Ooh wee.
Ha!
So again, this is gonna be.
An interesting podcast.
But this is gonna be
Whiskers.
it's gonna come out a week after this became hardcore news. But did you know that literally the entire country of Italy has been shut down?
Dang it.
The whole freaking country is on lockdown today. Did you hear about that?
I did not hear about that, but that's kind of sad.
Yeah.
Now, how am I ever going to visit Italy?
I mean, you can probably in the next couple months, but
Lucy.
they said that the last day is going to be April 3rd.
Oh.
Can I help you, Miss Goose?
She's like, Mom, give me attention, Mom.
What's weird is that it's like public transit. She's been really needy today. Public transport will continue to run in order to allow people to get to work, but people will have to explain why they were traveling, and any movements and gatherings outside those
Gee.
permitted will not be allowed. It's weird because it's like schools and universities will also remain closed.
Well, we initially thought that it only came from China, like the big outbreak of it, right? But it's actually coming more from Italy.
No, well, see, I think what had happened was is that people were traveling to China. And they went to, so that's how it's all been spreading, is people who have traveled to China are spreading the germs everywhere.
Do you think, like 1,000 years ago, viruses and plagues spread as fast as they do now? Because the traveling was a little harder. Like you had like wooden ships. There was no planes. It was horseback mainly. Like so, it took a lot longer. Do you think
it's
now because of airplanes and faster boats and stuff?
I think it spreads as fast, but not as far.
It's deep. It's deep.
Honestly, because the Spanish influenza is like what wiped everybody out, and that was like in 1913.
That was the
And
Spanish Inquisition, actually.
The Inquisition.
What a show.
The Inquisition.
Mel
Here
Brooks
we
show.
go. That will go away.
Welcome to the musical number of the Messy Bun Sisters podcast.
Here
Thank
to
you for
stay.
tuning in.
Anyway, the Spanish influenza,
Influenza.
which is how Edward the vampire died.
Edward
Spoiler
Snowden.
alert. No.
Edward Snowden.
What was his Edward
Cullen.
Cullen. That's how he died, the Spanish influenza.
Now he's Batman.
Now he's Batman. Not to become Batman. Anyway, so that's our news story. It's pretty crazy
They're
how
laughing so much.
it's pretty crazy how they're not going to be able to do anything. That's one thing that I was thinking is I wonder if Italy's so tiny,
Right.
but Texas is definitely bigger than Italy.
I would say we're bitter too.
I wonder if we would have to, because a lot of people have died in Washington. I wonder would we lock down a state? Is that how it would work if we were to do it?
I think cities can set states of emergency. I don't know if whole states can.
I think yeah. State of emergency, like when hurricanes come or whatever.
Would it make sense in
I
a
think
state as large as Texas where
I think Washington
Washington?
Washington
Is it Washington?
declared state of emergency. I'm pretty sure
Also,
Washington.
if you haven't noticed, there's a Lysol bottle can thing right here.
Oregon declared state of emergency to fight new coronavirus one day ago.
That's not Washington.
I know, but it's Oregon. It's right underneath.
Oh, fair enough.
So California, Maryland, Washington State, and New York have declared states of emergency.
To all our Californian and Washington and New York listeners, stay safe.
Yeah,
Wash your
safe,
hands.
guys.
Buy Lysol.
Buy Lysol. Coronavirus
Oh my gosh.
is on there.
No, our friends from church who live in New Braunfels, she posted on her story today, her HEB, all the Lysol and Clorox wipes, empty. Like at her HEB, like all the shelves were just empty. People have been buying it like crazy.
I also think that HEB is not restocking.
Either just keep it for themselves. Ooh, conspiracy.
No.
Do you think in a state of emergency, big companies like that will just hoard all their groceries for themselves
maybe
and not
not
release it?
Maybe not HEB. I think HEB might be doing it. Listen, I don't know.
'Cause
Even though I
HEB 's
work
the
for
best.
them, like I don't know, but maybe they're keeping it to prevent panic.
Yeah.
Because two times ago, I tried to buy Lysol and like stuff too, and it was out of stock for curbside,
Jeez.
so I couldn't get it.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I always like to ask people, in the state of, say this should happen, a zombie breakout or apocalypse, what's
This
the
isn't
first
a zombie?
conspiracy?
Okay.
Well, that's how it starts. Is like there's patient zero, and then it spreads, and then you start to see the zombie like attributes of people. Where would you go? What would be the first place you go? Like I know Trent may have a bug out. I'm not going to say if he does or not. I will not confirm nor deny if he has a bug out spot. But would you go to like Academy? Would you go to HEB? Would you go to Walmart?
So I feel like Trent and I have talked about this before. I think we would go home, like we would come home. We have 48 hours to wait for each other.
Oh,
Right,
wow.
babe? Do you remember that, babe? Or was it 24 hours?
Yeah, I remember.
Once that happens, we're going to try to get home. We have 48 hours to wait for each other. And then from there, we're going to go to his parents' house.
Ah, nice.
But I'm not going to tell y'all where that is or what we're going to do.
It is 1232.
Why? Do y'all have something?
No, I just like to ask that question.
Well,
'cause
I'm asking you right now.
I would.
Y'all need to have this discussion.
I know I have some stuff that, I'm semi-ready. I have like the water. I got the big old mag
Water.
light. But and we got all the Yetis and stuff, like just in case. But what I don't have is like fire starters, food rations.
You need a go bag.
No, I need to get a bug out bag.
What's a bug out bag?
Same thing, like a go bag, like where you can just grab it and like literally just walk out the door. Like once you and Trent come here and come back to base,
Yeah.
you can leave with just one bag and go.
Yeah.
It has like clothes, food. It has things to start fire, to keep you warm. Lights that don't run off batteries, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like basic survival things. So that's what we actually live next to an academy, so I would probably run in there, get a gun or two.
What if you're not there?
What if I'm not at academy?
What if you're not at home?
Then I'll probably be at work, which is also right next to the academy.
I mean, we're kind of next to an academy, but not as close as you guys are.
Right. Well, so like I would find a store like Academy or Walmart that carries firearms, food, and then things that specialize in like
But don't you think it'd be a madhouse?
I think so.
I think people would be what's that thing where they steal it?
It's not a perfect theory, but it's
Yeah.
a theory and a plan.
You should just have it already.
Comment if you have a plan down below.
Yeah, what's your plan?
What's your plan for the apocalypse?
when this happens?
Zombies apocalypse.
Honestly, I was telling Lauren this before. I bought a bunch of beans and rice
Which
and
Lauren?
ramen. And I was telling her before.
Oh, my wife, Lauren.
Yeah, that we bought. I mean, I bought a bunch of beans and rice and ramen. If something were to happen, I think we would be fine for a couple of
Here?
days. Yeah.
Okay.
Like I bought water. I bought.
We got at least 5 or 6 boxes of mac and cheese, instant potatoes.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yeah. So like if you have to be quarantined, you'll be fine.
Yeah, we got white cheddar shell mac and cheese.
You
We
know
got
what
regular
Favor's
cheddar.
doing actually?
Favor.
Actually, well, maybe I shouldn't say.
Ooh, inside scoop. Spill the tea.
I can't.
Can I get some tea, please? What's some soy milk?
By the time this happens, you'll know what Favor's been doing.
Can I get a hose?
For what?
I don't know. Just ordering random things from this fictional
Imaginary.
fictional bar we're at.
Okay. Okay, well, speaking of coronavirus, let's get into our first conspiracy theory, which I think has been debunked, but it's still kind of cool. Okay, have you heard the conspiracy theory that coronavirus started as 5G?
Like from T-Mobile, like the technology 5G?
So 5G hasn't actually come out yet.
So when I was in Dallas, I actually did connect to a 5G tower, or at least it said it was 5G. It seemed
maybe
faster.
that's why Lauren got sick.
She picked up the 5G tower.
No. Seriously. So the thing
When
is,
did we get? You got sick when we got back from. Yeah.
Yeah. So it came. Here's the conspiracy. Is
Paul,
that
Kelsey, if you're watching, stay there.
no, here's the thing. Here's a conspiracy theory, which I think it's been debunked, but this is like a legit thing. And I don't know if it's legit.
It's a conspiracy.
It's a conspiracy theory.
It's a theory.
So people are saying that 5G is actually is not good for us as like human beings.
Like
it's
the radiation.
I guess, or I don't know, whatever invisible waves are coming through the sky, but allegedly 5G can give some people flu-like symptoms.
Like close enough and long enough exposure? Is that what it's saying?
I think so. Yeah. So it's not good for you. So a lot of people are saying that even though our phones say 5G, it hasn't really officially been like pushed yet.
Right.
And so they were going to do it in Wuhan because Wuhan has about 11 million people.
Right.
It would be just like a good place to do whatever. I'm not spreading fake news. It's just a conspiracy theory, guys. But
what's the difference between fake news and conspiracy theories?
I don't know. Good question.
Comment down below if you know the difference. We'll make them answer all our questions.
So I guess conspiracy theories are just like thinking outside the box of something that could happen, whereas fake news is like spreading something as truth that's not.
So it's like Taco Bell having the waffle taco, like it's there, but then like you're saying like IHOP has burgers.
I don't see the connection.
Don't worry about it. I just wanted to mention Taco Bell since you said think outside the box.
Alec,
they think outside the bun.
I'm
rabbit holing really bad in my mind.
I'm also not Alyssa, and the things you say will not make me laugh as much as Alyssa.
That is true. You're smiling though.
Because I don't know what to do.
It's a nervous smile. All right.
Oh my God. Anyway, so
that's interesting about the 5G thing.
I also didn't think about that when just because Lauren got sick.
Yeah.
Right after she came back.
But if it's not really released, then how did she get sick?
Well, that's another thing is that they were slowly releasing it in like major cities, I guess. So Paris,
Dallas is a major city.
Italy, Washington, whatever, like all these places. But it started really bad in Wuhan and it's spreading everything.
Man.
So
that'd be crazy.
A lot. So I was looking at like the timeline of when coronavirus started.
Okay.
December 8th, December 31st, January 1st, blah, 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 blah.
Of 2019 and 2020?
Yeah. No, yeah. So the first patient developed symptoms of Wuhan coronavirus in December 8th.
Yeesh.
So I was thinking I needed to look up. I didn't get a chance to look up when they were releasing 5G.
Well, you know.
But there's social. So I'm looking up. This is from the Next Web, which actually,
that's the BBC.
Yeah, I deleted it. I hate when you click on X on a tab, and I don't mean to delete it.
There's a shortcut where you can hit.
Can I press
and you can
undo?
bring back the last tab.
How do I do that?
I forget. Google it.
Select next tab. Select previous tab.
That's just to move it
tab,
over.
Mute tab. Close other tab.
There's a shortcut though.
Well.
Comment down below if you know the shortcut.
Dang it. All right. So I have my sources. So anyway, this is the BBC, and this is the BBC trying to say that it's fake news. So the coronavirus fake news is spreading fast.
Okay.
Wuhan coronavirus is a 5G LED smart street light test bed. So they say in the social media age, so that's what the fake news people are saying.
Right.
So in the social media age, that puts a heavy responsibility on the likes of Facebook and YouTube in terms of like the fake news stuff. These are platforms where billions of people now rely on news, and they are already providing fertile territory for those wanting to spread misinformation on Facebook
Fertile.
groups, blah, 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 blah.
Fertile.
I've scanned a number of 5. So this person who is reporting, which is Rory something Jones, he scanned a number of 5G groups and found plenty of comments suggesting that there is a link between the virus and the new networks.
Okay.
The Stop 5G UK group has more than 27,000 members.
What was that? Did something fall?
27,000 members, one of whom posted this. I've heard it's not a serious virus, but it's as bad as the flu or cold.
Yeah.
So really, this is the perfect plan to cover up EMF 5G related illnesses. So he just like posts a bunch of stuff. There's another YouTube video where it's the title is Wuhan coronavirus is a 5G LED smart street. It's a popular on all the groups. Other YouTube videos are shared. Complex conspiracy theories, including a suggestion that the Diamond Princess cruise ship, whose passengers actually are in San Antonio right now, have been quarantined, was affected by the virus because it used 5G technology for its connectivity.
Oh my!
I mean,
God.
I don't know. I don't know how true it is.
I mean, will we ever know as the general public
No.
about what really is going on?
But I thought it was an interesting conspiracy theory because because it's just like, I don't know. It's just really funny. Not funny, but like,
Haha, people are
because you
infected.
never know what the people who are in charge of our world
Right.
are doing.
Lizards.
The lizard people. That's another conspiracy.
You don't know if they're lizard people
You
or
really
not.
don't know. Honestly, you don't know what the people who are making decisions
Right.
for us are doing. And that's why conspiracy theories are so interesting to me because it lets me like use my imagination, number one. And number two, like it could happen. Like we don't know.
There could be a national treasure and a book of secrets.
Okay.
Nicolas
All right.
Cage.
Your turn now. Like what's your conspiracy theory you want to talk about today?
A big one that I've always, and I don't want to say enjoyed, but that I like learning about is the Kurt Cobain suicide. So if you don't know who Kurt Cobain is, he was the front man for a band named Nirvana back in the 90s. Did they start in the 80s? It might have started in the late 80s and then early 90s when they got really big.
Yeah.
But anyways, the conspiracy is that he didn't actually commit suicide. It was a planned attack. And a lot of people think it was from his wife at the time, Courtney Love. Well, yeah, Courtney Love. And so a lot of evidence, there's...
Did you bring evidence?
No.
It's okay.
Yes, here. Come on out. One of the videos I watched and I really got into this was it was called Soaked in Bleach, I believe. It's on Hulu.
Mm-hmm.
It's a documentary and kind of like a movie documentary where they put like short pieces together where they have like guys and girls that look like Courtney Love and Kurt Cobain, and they kind of act out the scenes that may have transpired as far as like his rise to fame.
Is it kind of like casting John Bonet?
I don't know what that is, but I'm
Okay.
gonna say okay.
Okay. I'm gonna say.
And so they kind of act out, but then they also interview people that were on the scene. One in particular that stands out was Courtney Love's private investigator.
Why did she hire a private investigator?
She thought that Kurt Cobain was was not okay, that he wasn't okay mentally. So she was like, I want you to keep an eye on him to make sure he's safe, he's not harming anyone, he doesn't relapse into drugs, all that crowd and crazy stuff. And so they do all these interviews, they act this out, and then the big one that really struck a chord with me was how he committed suicide.
Yeah.
So the way that the Seattle police found him was on the ground. Obviously, he shot himself in the head, so things were behind him. And he was on the chair, and there was a chair propped up against the garden door. He was like in this garden room area that they had at one of their houses.
Uh-huh.
And he propped open... He propped a chair against it so no one can get in, and then he sat on a chair, had the shotgun, and they showed renderings of how it would be possible for the shotgun to land the way it did. So it landed to the side of him. Mm-hmm. And if you know anything about shotguns, they have a lot big kickback, and especially the one that they had. I don't remember the specifics about it, like shells and like the size of the shotgun, but it was a big shotgun. And the way it should have gone, if you hold the shotgun here, it should have flown forward that way. The way they found the shotgun was over here on the side.
Uh-huh.
So he would have had to have like held it here or like configured his thumb or toe in a certain way and held onto it and then thrown it that way. But I don't think they said that you don't seize up whenever you get shot in the head. Like your body goes loose and numb. So the gun would have had its own propulsion way it would have fallen. I don't know.
Yeah.
Physics.
Uh-huh.
It would have fallen forward versus to the side.
Uh-huh.
So that was another big one. And then they kind of
That's
show like the
interesting.
blood splatter, and
They think someone killed him?
they think it was a planned attack by Courtney Love because she suspected that Kurt wanted to divorce her before this, and some signs showed that he did want to divorce her and move on and try to get healthy and clean, because the day prior or I guess the week of his suicide, he admitted himself into rehab again. And he kind of checked himself out. They said he was okay.
I have kind of heard of this conspiracy.
Yeah, it's well. What's even crazier is that the Courtney Kurt movie that came out alongside Soaked in Bleach kind of goes along saying it puts Courtney in the victim kind of limelight.
Yeah.
Versus her being like the one that kind of set all these things in motion.
Uh-huh.
And so so Courtney thought that Kurt wanted to divorce her, and so she hired this PI, and then the PI was like, I'm just going to report the truth, and this is what's happening. I think you're trying to do blah blah blah. And so another thing that was kind of crazy was when the Seattle police arrived on the scene. They were known to be at that time in the 90s very sketchy and very sloppy. Yeah. So whenever CSI came on, was it Crime Scene Investigators? That's what does all like the anyways,
who
they were
are you? Who
news.
Okay.
And so they did a terrible job of like outlining everything, finding the blood samples, doing all this stuff. They didn't bag everything properly. They weren't wearing gloves. They weren't being sanitary. So they really, what's it called whenever like you contaminated the crime scene? So it was a very sloppy crime scene. So even anything that went back to the lab wouldn't be held as factual evidence, or good evidence. So that was like another thing, was like maybe Courtney had her hand in with the Seattle police or something too. And there was recordings that the PI had. He recorded all of his conversations with Courtney. And I believe one of them was when Courtney was talking to him and kind of like was talking about like this whole process, like in code almost. Like just take care of him, like, things like that. But that's always been a fascinating conspiracy theory of mine, that all signs showed towards Kurt trying to get healthy and trying to be in rehab and do all the proper steps to get back into,
But on the flip
side,
devil's advocate, if he was bipolar, he could be one thing one day and one thing another.
No, yeah, for sure. And back then we didn't really
know anything
about, was it dissociative identity disorder? Where you can have multiple personalities. They've called it DID now or something like that. Dissociative identity disorder.
Gosh, I saw Oprah meet some kid that has 17 personalities.
No, there's one girl.
That's freaky.
There's a YouTuber I follow. His name is Anthony Padilla. He's from this group called Smosh, but now he's doing stuff that's more serious. And one of them he was interviewing people that had DID. And one of the girls, I think, had 12.
12 personalities?
6 guys and then 6 girls inside of her. And she was like this British girl. And then one was even crazier. There was a woman there that had, I think, only 6. And she started...
666.
She started describing all the personalities or people that live inside of her. Identities? I don't know. I forget the proper term, but I think it's identities. Yeah. And she said one of the identities, which is the caretaker is what they call it, like the main identity that takes care of everyone inside, as eternal. Saying that she was like an omnipotent being almost inside of her. Ew. And I was like, okay, the other girl, I kind of get, like, it can come from trauma or something. Yeah.
But you have a mental illness,
I was
lady.
like, okay, all right.
That is crazy.
It's worth watching.
It's definitely a chemical imbalance in your brain.
And all 3 of them that he interviewed, they say that it all stemmed from some kind of trauma in their childhood. Like, they've acknowledged that. They've acknowledged that it's trauma.
Blah, blah. That's gross. I mean, it's not gross. It's not gross. I'm sorry.
If you have it, it's get help. I mean,
I'm sorry.
Go figure it out.
If you guys have it, I feel bad that I said it was gross.
All of our watchers in Wuhan, China.
Yeah. So speaking of
Kurt Cobain.
Speaking of a death not going as it seems, another conspiracy theory that I have is people think that Martin Luther King wasn't just killed by James Earl Ray.
I didn't finish reading.
You're thinking James Earl Jones?
Yes. I was like, wait, James Earl Jones killed Martin Luther King? That is a conspiracy.
No. So
I am your father.
Oh my God.
Is
I
it
wonder-
Luke, I am your father, or no, I am your father?
That's an Mandela effect, and it's actually no, I am your father, but everyone remembers is that Luke, I am your father.
Luca?
Luke, I am your father. But this is another crazy one too. So I wonder if we
That
have...
Martin Luther King's family believes
It's too long.
James Earl Ray
James
was not the killer?
Yes.
Okay.
So basically what had happened was...
See, what had happened was...
So Martin Luther King was coming up during like the civil rights movement, right?
Yeah.
So I think, but people don't really, I mean, what I don't really understand, and I think even kids now, because we're so far removed from it,
Right.
is that when you were a black person in the United States, you literally couldn't drink from the same water fountain, folks.
Right, yeah.
You couldn't go to the
It was
same bathroom.
very separated.
You couldn't go to the pool with a black person if you were white. You couldn't, like, it was so bad.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like the civil rights movement was incredible. Actually,
Yeah.
I don't know if you know this, but one time Mamo went on
Mama's our grandmother.
Mama's our grandmother. She went on a field trip to New Braunfels,
Okay.
and the person wouldn't let some of the girls in because they were Mexican. They
No,
couldn't-
yeah. And
They
a lot
couldn't
of
come through the front door. They had to go through the back door.
in a lot of areas, we, us as Hispanics were kind of lumped in with everyone that wasn't white.
Yeah.
And
I was like, Mama, what restaurant is this? Because I work out of New Braunfels sometimes. But anyway, I'm sure it's fine now. But
yeah, New Braunfels is great.
so that being said is...
Hi, Tim. Hi, Emily.
Huh? Oh, they live in New Braunfels?
Yeah, they live in New Braunfels.
So back then, the person who was in charge of the FBI...
Oh.
Oh my gosh, what was his name?
Wasn't this on Drunk History?
It was on Drunk History.
That they were listening into Martin Luther King's...
They were. J. Edgar Hoover.
J. Edgar Hoover. It's like, hey, Martin.
Yeah. Well, so in Drunk History, they didn't go in the conspiracy theory
Right,
of it. They just went into like the conflict
The
between
spying.
them two.
And, oh, yeah. Okay.
So basically, Martin Luther King was like this real heavy force for civil rights, and so
he was an influencer.
He was an influencer, you would say.
I hate myself for saying that.
But anyway, so I guess he would do some things that would like piss off J. Edgar Hoover.
Yeah.
And so J. Edgar Hoover, who was white, probably had just a little tiff of racism.
Probably still white.
I don't know. He is probably very white as like bones because he's dead.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a lot of people think that because of what was happening between them,
Right.
that he could have created some sort of like background thing to hire James Earl Ray to kill Martin Luther King. So I'm just gonna read.
Could you imagine James Earl Jones as an assassin?
No.
Oh, I can't hear anything. What happened?
Oh no.
There we go.
Okay. So
Sensitive.
let's read a little bit of this. Within a few days of confessing, Ray began to claim his innocence, arguing that he had been set up by a man he only knew as Raul. Raul, Ray said, who had directed him to buy the gun and binoculars and rent a room across the street from the hotel. Ray said he wasn't in the room when King was shot, and he was unable to consistently explain where he had been or keep the other important details of his story straight. Over several decades, federal investigators had continually concluded that Raul didn't exist. That doesn't mean that Ray couldn't have received assistance, but some
Right.
people had trouble, for example, believing that Ray had arranged this international escape all by himself,
Whoa.
since he had a track record of getting caught for some minor crimes.
He wasn't good at his jobs.
International escape.
And he couldn't get out of a convenience store robbery.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Yeah, so it's like...
Also,
Listen.
can we acknowledge the spelling of Raul's name? It was like
That's how you spell
R-A-U-O. No, I thought Raul was like R-A-U-L, typically.
I don't know, Raul, I guess.
Raul.
It's just...
Raul. Sorry.
Anyway, so obviously Ray's fingerprints were the only one found on the gun. There were
Right.
no witnesses who had seen him with Raul during the 9 months they supposedly know each other.
Yeah.
But it's not clear when Coretta Scott King, that's his wife, began to believe Ray's innocence.
Yeah.
But almost immediately after her husband's assassination, she
Suspected.
Thank you. That the FBI, which had investigated the murder, was involved in it.
Okay.
There was an abundant evidence of a major high-level conspiracy in the assassination of my husband, Martin Luther King Jr., Coretta King said at the press conference in 1999.
Whoa.
In that theory, she
after.
maintained until her death in 2006. And that was so far never been proven.
Whoa.
But
Wait, so... Okay.
Go ahead.
How did it lead back to the FBI?
let's read.
Okay.
So during the 1950s and 60s, the FBI surveilled and harassed King, his family, and his associates. The Bureau wiretapped his phone and monitored his movements, taking advantage of the times when he seemed particularly upset or depressed.
What were the surveillance microphones like back then?
I mean,
Like, have you seen that JFK?
here's another conspiracy theory. It's the 50s and 60s when we supposedly went to the moon.
Right.
You know, I don't know.
No, we did go to the moon. Watch Adam Ruins Everything. He explains that it's more likely that we did go to the moon than we didn't go to the moon.
So we went to the moon, but what we saw wasn't live.
Oh, it's just pre-recorded?
Yeah.
Like in
a studio.
And the signal. What?
What they saw, broadcasting live at 7 p.m. Let's watch Walk on the Moon.
Okay. So you think we land on the moon?
But I don't think what we saw
The footage
was
that
a
we
live broadcast.
No.
Everyone
no.
tune in at 7 p.m. prime time on ABC, NBC, and CBS.
But that was a weird noise I made. But do you think that the stuff we did watch was just like a recording?
Okay,
that
we're getting
broadcasted?
into a different conspiracy.
We're going down this rabbit hole.
Let's put a pin in that. Put a pin in it.
Rabbit trails it.
Put a pin in it. Okay, so blah blah blah. When one instance, the FBI sent him a tape that allegedly contained audio of him having an affair. With it came what?
I'm just hearing noises.
With him came a letter threatening King with public exposure if he didn't kill himself, claiming the sender had evidence of other affairs. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so that's kind of the whole
Spiel.
thingamajig. Yeah.
That's an interesting one. I never heard that before.
Yeah, me neither. And NPR actually. Oh, see, that's what I'm talking about. I accidentally deleted something again.
Look up the shortcut.
Okay. What was I gonna say? So the moon thing.
Oh yeah.
I feel like I've talked about this in the podcast before, but I think that we've landed on the moon.
Okay.
But I don't think that what we showed to all these people, millions of people,
right,
was live.
I can get on board with that.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that we did land on the moon.
Yeah.
I think we had enough technology to do that, but I don't know if the technology
Why
to
haven't
do.
we been back since the 70s?
Who owns the moon?
No one owns.
Who owns Antarctica?
The Lord. You wanted an answer.
Okay.
But I mean, see, are you on board with that?
I can get on board with that. Just knowing how live broadcasts, know how live broadcasts work, that the technology back then was not.
Yeah. How do you think that they live broadcasted that?
The Lord.
All right. Next conspiracy theory, Alec. It's
Okay.
yours.
I had a list here. No, I'm prepared. I promise. That's Joey
Joey Sasso.
from the Circle. He's my background. What was the other one I wanted to talk about? Oh, Big Pharma. Here we go.
Oh, God.
Let's get into Big Pharma. This conspiracy is dedicated to Abe Bronapor.
Why?
I don't know.
Okay.
So this article comes from Live Science. I'm not sure of the credibility, but this is the list I found on conspiracies. Okay. Do you mind if I just read this?
Yeah,
Is it
go
okay?
ahead. I just read the other one.
What voice should I use?
Just be clear and concise and don't mumble.
Who is clear and concise?
Me.
All right. Almost everybody except investors loves to hate the drug companies. Drugs cost too much. Drug companies are obscene. Drug company profits are obscene, and it seems that every few months, some drug once claimed to be safe is yanked off the shelf after patients die. It's little wonder that the drug industry, big pharma, is looked upon with suspicion.
Pause. Do you ever notice when they advertise on TV, it's like death can occur? It's like every single one.
No, you listen to the side effects. A lot of these, like even Viagra is like may cause death. Oh, worth it.
Really? Viagra?
I don't know.
Okay,
Just
I
a
don't
drug
think
I threw
so.
out there. It's like amoxicillin, Batalin. They have
Anyway.
weird names. Anyways, name your favorite drug.
Comment
Medicinal
below.
drug. Medicinal. But some proponents of the alternative medicine believe that drug companies actually conspire to keep people sick to reap profits.
Yep, I agree with that.
For example, Kevin Trudeau, best-selling author of Natural Cures They Don't Want You to Know About, claims that important medical information is being kept hidden by conspiracy between the medical establishment and big drug companies. According to Trudeau, there are certain groups, including the drug industry, that don't want people to know about cures for diseases. Actress and model Jenny McCarthy appeared on Larry King Live accusing doctors and pharmaceutical industry of conspiring to suppress evidence of a link between childhood vaccines and autism.
Okay.
That one kind of went down a path I don't agree with.
Yeah.
But
Vaccinate your kids,
yes, please.
people.
And
I don't have
spay and
kids.
neuter your
I don't have
animals, your
kids.
pets.
Just
Yet.
vaccinate your children. Anyway,
Just
that's
do
my
it.
stance for
But no,
now.
I think the same goes as far as what we'll never really know about the coronavirus, like what goes behind closed doors with these drug companies.
Right.
We don't know what's going on behind closed doors. You know,
So sorry. I know
on.
I had a friend who said that he used to sell pharmaceuticals, or I can't remember like what exactly he used to do before he came to Rackspace. This was years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But he was like, in the X amount of years that I was there, the book that I had to study went from like an inch thin to like 6 inches
Whoa.
thin thick.
Yeah.
And he was like, it's insane. He's like
Two
anti
Cs?
that. Huh?
Thick with 2 C's.
What is that? Yeah. Thank you, GCs. Like he was like, it was just too much. Like
God, man.
and I forgot. It wasn't like decades. It was like
Right.
maybe 7 years. It went from like this to like that. It was crazy.
Man.
Yeah. Anyway, I believe that big pharma is a joke.
And like there are non-medicinal or over-counter kind of things that can help you.
Right.
My biggest example that, for my personal experience is Lauren was having really bad pain in her gums from her teeth. She needed her wisdom teeth pulled, but she was in such pain, and we were waiting for the doctor to see us, I think like 2 days later or whatever it was. And she was just in pain, and I hate seeing my wife in pain. So I did everything I could. We went and got Oragel. We did ibuprofen. I had some muscle relaxers left over, that I put her to sleep, but she couldn't go to work or anything
Yeah.
like that because it was in so much pain. So eventually I went out and I got some CBD. While it didn't get rid of the, problem of needing her wisdom tooth removed, it did subside the pain drastically.
Yeah.
She wasn't crying anymore. She was able to sleep. She was able to eat food again. And so this drug that we've, demonized for so long, there is a medicinal property to it.
Yeah.
In cannabis, the CBD component can be very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
And I had firsthand experience on seeing what big pharma, what these over-the-counter drugs do versus what CBD has done.
Right.
That's one example. There's other things out there, where people talk about essential oils doing X, Y, and Z versus these over-the-counter drugs helping with other things, right?
I mean, obviously, if you are sick, like go to the doctor and
Right.
do your research on what he says and stuff. And
Yeah.
But go to if you can go to one of those holistic doctors who will
Yeah.
take in consideration CBD, or
Mhm.
Like Trent and I started to take a tablespoon of elderberry syrup.
Elderberry. What is elderberry?
Trent, tell us about our elderberry stuff that we take.
I don't really know a whole lot about it. My mom made it. It has all sorts of stuff in it. Like it has ginger.
Yeah.
It's really good. Y'all should try it before you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can actually buy it in the store, in like gummy form or whatever. But I don't know. It's supposed to be some.
So
I've heard of it.
So-
I don't know anything about
let
it.
me read it. Elderberry is used for common cold, the flu, H1N1 is also used for HIV/AIDS and
H1N1.
boosting the immune system. So that's really what it is. It's helping you boost your immune system. Elderberry is also used for sinus pains, back pain, leg pain, nerve pain, chronic fatigue. So, invest in elderberry, guys, if you can. But seriously,
I'll throw it in rotation.
yeah, I'll let y'all taste some before.
Yeah.
But basic, I didn't know it was supposed to help the. Honestly, I think what it is, it's a prevention. So it's boosting your immune system. So I would suggest. So even when Alyssa was really sick, and then Dad got sick, and were one of y'all sick?
I got sick for like a day, but I got the flu shot, so it like went away real quick.
Yeah. So I think that Trent
Get your
and
flu
I,
shots, guys.
yeah, Trent and I didn't get sick, but I think during that time we were eating super, super healthy, and we were taking
Nice.
like all of our vitamins and stuff.
Nice.
We weren't doing like elderberry, anything like that at that time, but I think that really boosted our immune system. We were taking, which I don't really know how I feel about vitamin C, but we were taking vitamin C like every single day.
Yeah.
The emergency. So we were like doing as much. I Lysoled the whole house. I was washing my hands, like literally doing everything I could. We wore those masks when we were. Oh, and David got sick too. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
Yeah, we wore the masks when we were around anybody who was coughing.
I remember.
Yeah, so I think we really prevented ourselves like getting the flu, and I'm a huge proponent of trying something natural.
Yeah. One thing that two things that I've introduced into my supplement. So every day I take a couple supplements just to kind of keep my body decent, right? I take fish oil. I take zinc.
I don't.
Zinc's supposed to help with your immune system. But then two things that I've introduced is ginkgo biloba. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Oh
ginkgo
my
biloba,
God. Yeah, I've heard of it.
Turmeric curcumin, right? Curcumin. The ginkgo is supposed to help with brain activity, brain health.
Crystalia takes it. He talks about it on his podcast sometimes.
You know who introduced it to me? Evan Ocampo.
Really?
Yeah. When we're working together, he started taking it. Well, actually, we both got this energy drink called Nerd, and it has ginkgo biloba in it. And he was like, I actually take the pill. And so...
Do you feel like it helped your brain activity?
Well, the studies that I researched on it briefly was talking about how it can help prevent Alzheimer's.
Oh.
And I don't want that.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does.
The turmeric curcumin comes in. It's great for inflammation. I have really bad back problems. Kind of runs in our family. And I've noticed a difference. You know, my knees don't hurt as bad. My back doesn't hurt as bad. Also, I go see the chiropractor pretty regularly now.
You should do yoga.
We've thought about it.
Honestly, it's super helpful.
Lauren was doing yoga like every day for a good month.
It's preventative too.
And then she got sick.
It gets like your body going and stuff. I've started to do yoga. I have like.
Are you a yogi now? Are you like a master?
No, but I've actually haven't gone to like yoga in like 2.5 months. It's pretty bad.
Wait, was it right around your gym or?
Yeah, the studio
Coven?
was
Is it Coven?
Coven. It was right around the corner, and now it's like 25 minutes away.
Jeez.
So it's making me really sad that I haven't gone in a really long time, but I've started implementing it to my morning routine. So
nice.
I have this app called Morning Routine, and I like do everything like really, really like, I don't know. I have an order and a thing.
Yeah.
I added yoga to it.
You're pretty organized.
Yeah, I added yoga to my morning routine. I'll show you afterwards. It's really cool. All right, we have time for one more conspiracy.
I did the last one.
Okay.
We can do the JFK one. That one's always interesting.
Well, I think this one's interesting.
It's a crowd winner. Let's hear it, crowd. Woo!
Actually, I have a couple that are interesting. Okay, here are my options. Do you want to go the chemtrails?
Oh man.
The mattress firm? Is
that the one where they're like hiding drugs in it or something? Oh no, it was financial moves, right?
Huh?
Where they were like embezzling money or something. I don't know.
So,
sorry, I don't know enough about that one.
Kinda.
I've heard there is a mattress firm conspiracy. I don't know the specifics about it.
So it's funny because when we used to live up by like 2PC,
yeah,
there was like 3 mattress firms, right, babe?
There was
like
2,
across from each other,
like next to the In-N-Out, and then one across from the In-N-Out.
But there was another one.
There was another one.
Yeah, on the other side of the highway.
Yeah,
there was like 3 or 4 of them within like a quarter of a mile.
That's like planned, right? Like they intentionally do them that close to each other, right?
What's crazy is right after this whole thing blew up is a
This
lot of them
conspiracy.
started to go under.
Okay,
Did you
I want to
know-
hear this now.
Okay.
Learn me.
Okay. Blah 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 blah. Let's see.
Bless you.
It's a Okay, so this is coming from WBUR. This is from
WBUR.
2018.
Your source of news.
So it's been a while. This conspiracy's been out for a while. So basically, let's see. Here's some blah blah blah.
Well, basically.
See. So it started on Reddit.
Okay.
And it said mattress firm is some sort of giant money laundering scheme.
I just read the cuss words.
Oh, I'm just gonna say they are effing everywhere and always empty, which they are always empty. Like, have you ever gone in to buy a mattress?
No.
We went in one time right by where we got whose wedding was it? That Men's Warehouse, where you ripped your pants.
Oh,
There's a mattress place right there. We went in there.
have we talked about that? I think in the
don't know.
first podcast I was on.
Maybe.
Anywho.
Anyway, so this guy said, I remember seeing 4 mattress firms all in the corner of an intersection once, and there
Yeah.
was no way there was such demand for mattress.
I mean, you
So-
buy one and keep it for hopefully a couple years, right?
Yeah.
There's not that much turnover in mattresses.
And so the edit was, a few people seem confused on what I'm talking about of the same mattress store, all in close proximity to each other, not different mattress companies.
Yeah.
Like if there were 4 different companies all next to each other
like
that
Denver
I get.
Mattress, Mattress Depot.
But it was the same company. So 4
right.
all in the same. So this person had to see whoever's writing for Megan Kelly, believe it or not.
I believe it.
She had to check the action for herself. So she dropped her location on the map.
Okay.
And then within approximately 10-mile radius.
Mm-hmm. A 10-mile radius?
Yeah. And she's in Boston.
Boston. Shout out Tyler Arnold.
There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10
In a
mattress firms.
10-mile radius.
Yeah. So that's a lot of mattress stores within the half-hour drive of my office. There is literally 2 across the street from each other in Cambridge. Maybe there is a conspiracy.
Dun, dun.
So anyway, so where it gets weirder
Yeah.
is the original conspiracy theory. The top comment on Reddit got deleted.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, a comment about the mattress stores on Reddit. What conspiracy theory do you 100% buy into? Why and why? Recently reviewed over 41K upvotes and sparked hundreds of responses. And this is from thenextweb.com. And then it was mysterious. So blah, blah, blah. So then it was mysteriously deleted.
Yeah.
It's tinfoil hat time. The Redditor, whose name we're omitting just in case they're currently on the run, theorized that popular
Edward
retail...
Snowden, 404.
Maybe... that the popular retail mattress was engaged. Oh, this was it. That was the one.
Someone captured it.
Oh my gosh.
Edward, you're safe.
The one we just read.
Oh.
That one got deleted.
Oh, the one we just... Oh, mira.
Surprise. Mattress firm is owned by Steinhoff, which is currently embroiled a money laundering saga, and provided links to news articles concerning the company's legal woes, which weren't really about money laundering. So what it sounds like to me,
It
and
is
Trent,
money
you're good at this. I don't know if you've been listening. Is
No, he's asleep back there.
It's like they had this main company
Yeah.
and they were maybe trying to go around like the IRS or something and had all these other little like mattress stores somehow. But the-
Umbrella Corporation.
Yeah. Do you think that's what happened?
Maybe, could be.
Isn't there like a glasses company that did the same thing? They own like Oakley and like all like these different sunglass and glasses companies.
I don't know.
I forget what it's called. Anywho,
Yeah.
this podcast brought to you by Mattress Firm.
No,
Mattress Firm, laundering your money.
Let's
It's not brought
see.
to you by Mattress.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but you can sponsor us if you want.
It's not brought to you by. Okay, so this is actually from Business Insider, a wildly popular conspiracy theory and about why there are so many mattress firm stores starting to sound less crazy.
So, they've just talked about it being crazy that there's a lot of them. They haven't gotten into the specifics of what they're doing. Like they just said money laundering.
Right.
That's it.
So multiple stores equal multiple places to shuffle money between more and more sources or fake money to appear where it's coming from.
Interesting.
The South African retailer Steinhoff mattress firm for
They're South African?
$3.8 billion in 26. So
Interesting.
they bought mattress firm in 2016.
Okay.
At this time, analysts were
wow.
skeptical about why Steinhoff had forked over that much for a business increasingly threatened by new startups such as Casper, probably Purple now, and all these TNN. TNN's there's something. Anyway, towards the end of the year, stock prices tanked by 62% in one day, wiping out $15 billion of its market value.
Whoa.
The company postponed publishing its first full account, citing accounting irregularities.
Are you okay? We'll get some wine
and
after
its
this.
two top
Fix you
executive
right up.
chairs have resigned. Mattress firm did not immediately respond to Business Insider.
The chairman resigned after that?
Yeah.
Whoa.
So honestly, it sounds like some sketchy stuff that was
They're
happening.
just moving money around and
yeah,
like
that's basically what
dodgy
it is.
accounting.
But
That-
it is weird that there's so many. I mean, not anymore. Like after this whole thing came out in 2018, it like I can't find a mattress store.
I mean, even if they weren't doing that, these articles tarnish their name so badly that no one wants to go there anymore. I feel like.
Do you remember that mattress store locally in San Antonio that did that really off-color 9/11 commercial?
Oh my gosh!
No, and I think they're still in business.
I remember them.
Yeah.
Or that commercial.
Yeah. Let's see if we can find it. Trent, can you find? No, I don't want to play it.
Jimmy,
No.
Jimmy, pull it up.
No, I think it's awful. I don't want to give them.
No,
any
don't
business.
pull it up.
No, I don't like
Well,
it.
okay, pull it up. I just want to see the existence of it. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, me neither. I think it's
I know it's
called
out there.
9/11 mattress commercial.
Starting with 9/11. Jeez.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Yes.
Yes.
And they like toppled over like mattresses and stuff, or
That's
like boxes.
that like hurts my heart.
Oh my
It's so
gosh!
messed up.
I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
We'll watch it later. Oh man.
Anyways, did we cover y'all's favorite conspiracy theories? We'll probably do a part 2 when Alyssa's better.
And because she's better than me.
No, when she's like feeling better.
Yeah, feel better, Alyssa.
Yeah.
Love you.
She came over and like fell asleep, and I was like,
Oh man.
I know, and she was coughing and she was trying to like deep breathe.
And you were like, power through it.
No, I did. I was like, Alyssa, you need to go home. I literally put on my mask.
Oh
I
my
Lysoled her whole
gosh.
area because where she was laying. And
Are
I
you
was like,
selling masks? You could probably
No.
make a killing right now.
A friend of mine is actually making masks and selling them for $20.
Sell
but-
yours for 19.
I don't.
Run her out of business.
15.
15.
I don't feel like that's right to sell masks because like it's not there yet.
People are doing it.
It's
So
not there yet.
our friend Charles, he ordered like a legit mask that has like ventilation and everything in it, and it's so backed up because of the coronavirus that it won't get it for another 2 weeks. And he ordered it like 2 weeks ago.
So those blue blocker glasses over there.
Yeah.
I think it took them 4 weeks to get here because it like came from China or whatever.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That explains why all my Amazon packages say estimated arrival like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I order stuff from China, I guess.
First world probs.
Yeah.
It's coming late.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks for coming, Alec.
Yeah. Brotherly high fives.
Yeah, messy
only high
fun,
fives.
messy bro.
We
brother.
never hug.
What?
I'm just kidding. We hug all the time.
All right, guys.
Messy bro.
Messy bro. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe.
Comment down below. What was your favorite conspiracy theory?
Which one should we cover next?
No!